This is all Hitches, the NoVA football podcast.
Yo, tune in, lock in, it's the All Hitches show. Dash and Dan on the mic, let the NoVA tales flow. From the booth to the field, we hitch up the truth. All Hitches podcast, drop the beat, here's the proof. Dash and Dan in the cut, bringing heat to the game.
All right, welcome back to All Hitches, NoVA's #1 football podcast. Coach Mesa, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well. It's about time we start saying happy holidays. As they say in Coach Dash's class, they say what?
Happy volley days. A lot of volleyball. A lot of volleyball.
It is a school-wide famous saying. Coach Dash is a Christmas volleyball unit.
It's one of the best. Little Andy Williams, Mariah Carey, and serves. They all go together really well. Real quick before we go any further, the gifts that keep on giving all year long in NoVA. We got a couple ads to go through. Fairfax Football Academy, the best QB training and development in Northern Virginia. Follow them on Instagram, Fairfax Football Academy. Tell them Dash and Dan sent you. And, of course, as always, Natural Red Catering. The caterer located in Springfield delivers to the entire NoVA area. They specialize in slow-smoked barbecue. You name it, they have it. And in terms of parties, pregame, postgames, banquets, prom, homecoming, they do it all. And this coming week is the big unveiling, the big smoked turkey leg for the MVPs of the game that Mason and I will go to, which will be announced later, of the big region final game that we're going to. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
No, I mean we did it last year with a little KFC. Oh, and I like KFC. I know you like KFC. You're a KFC guy.
I'm more of a Popeyes guy, but there's a KFC. It was the Braddock game where the whole thing started. Yeah. It was the Braddock game last year versus
and thanks to one of our sponsors for helping out with that.
Dominion Yachts.
Going sailing to KFC.
Yes.
On a Dominion yacht.
Yes. Yacht. He rode his yacht with wheels to the stadium for us. Brought the bucket of chicken. Yeah. And we were able to give it to. It was 2 days before Thanksgiving. It was a Tuesday game. They had the weird makeup games and stuff.
Yeah.
And after that, Natural Red, Walrath reached out to us and said, "Hey guys, do you want to do actual smoked turkey legs?"
Yeah.
And we were like, "Man, that'd be awesome."
Yeah.
So, and we heard no one smokes, whether it's turkey or brisket or you name it, as good as Natural Red Catering. So we're excited to try it. We might need to sneak a couple pieces of that meat.
There you go.
One leg for me, one leg for you.
Well, oh no, it was cut that meat with the Peyton Manning.
That's right. That's right.
I was gonna say smoke that meat, but smoke that meat, right?
It was smoke that meat. It was. How about these games this past week?
The games that we thought wouldn't disappoint did not. Except for one. There was one game that kind of disappointed that we thought might have been a little closer than what it ended up being. But the two games particularly that we thought for sure were gonna be a absolute bloodbath. Were absolute bloodbaths. Like it was a battle royale.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, unlike those games and the live show, dude. That's what the live show was all about. When we started at the beginning of the year, and that was officially probably our last one of the season. We'll probably go back to for state semis and state final. But as far as having a lot of games,
state semis maybe, or maybe we go to state semis.
No, you're right. But we might be looking for state semis.
But the state final game will
probably run it back for the state. But it's only one game, right? So it's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
A lot easier than 15 games, which we've done at some points this year. But like when we first started, though, when we talked about it in the offseason last year, that was Friday night was everything we envisioned.
Yeah.
Right? It was awesome games, hopping back and forth. We didn't really miss any big plays. And if we did, we went back and caught them. We had great guests on.
Yeah.
Right? We had Coach Richards. We had, our guys Levels and Dark Visors. We had, Carl Frederick. We had our correspondents, for the local paper in West Springfield, Spartans. We had all those things, right? We had people bantering with us all night. DMV Fanatic, Coach Craig.
Oh, we had a ton of people. We had a ton. It was our largest audience of the year.
Right. And now looking at the numbers, as far as that night, we were probably hovering around 1,200.
Yeah.
Live, and then people watching the show, looking at the numbers now, an additional 800, which you and I always think is amazing. People watch that show a day and 2 days later.
Yeah.
But upwards of 2,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Really quick, for the state final game, if people are interested in being on, let us know. We're trying to figure out who we're going to have on. If you're interested in doing it, it doesn't mean you will. I mean, we don't know, but if you're at all interested in being on with us to kind of chime in, let us know what you think. I mean, we know some coaches who currently are planning on being in that game, so I'm sure they're gonna hold off. Coach Voss last year was on with us, but we know Coach Voss now has his sights on being in that game. But yeah, we the more the merrier, right? And when people drop in and drop out, come in, come out, you can hang out for a little bit and I'll bring up Voss again. Yeah, he hung out so long he got in trouble with his wife.
Yes, we were going to like a holiday party. We saw her in the background. But God bless Coach Voss.
Doing one of these.
Yeah, we've all been victims of that, and he took one for the team on that one.
Yeah.
And one of the amazing nights of the other, which Voss did actually a year ago, in that game, in that state final game, where he was calling out plays, right? Be like, oh yeah, I got to defend against this. This was coming. Coach Richards did it.
Exact same thing.
Did the exact same thing. Guys who are familiar with these teams. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. So we love to have some people on. To come out. I think everyone knows we kind of have a good time. No, what you call it? We don't. Yeah, it's very relaxed atmosphere. So if you're interested in doing it, let us know. Because we're trying to compile a list and figure out who can come on and when you can come on, and yeah, it's a fun time.
It's a blast. And one of the funniest takeaways from that evening was the now famous GIF or meme was the final play, the Hail Mary.
Oh, where we all saw it at different times.
Where everyone saw it at different times. It looked like a Brady Bunch episode because all 6 screens were on the screen. And it was like Coach Crush, he was the last one to get it. I think Voss was the first. VA was the first.
VA was the first one.
He always has to stream a little faster than everyone else. But VA saw it, and we all saw it. And everyone's kind of reacting in different ways. Yeah. And that ended up getting like 25,000 views when that was said and done. All of NoVA saw everyone's expressions on that one and got a kick out of it. So, this is the best time of year for high school football.
Yeah.
Best time of year. And as Andy Williams said, the most wonderful time of year.
The most wonderful time.
Bring it back to Andy Williams. All right, buddy. Well, speaking of wonderful time of year and wonderful games of the year, we're going to kick it off here now. Unfortunately, not everyone had the highlights up on NFHS, and so we were only able to get 3 of the 6 this week.
And also going through trying to find highlights. Now I know, because I know coaches do this. When playoff time comes around, they tell they do not posting any of their highlights. They tell their kids not posting their highlights because they don't want to give extra film to other teams. That being said, and the day and age of huddle, especially with the veteran coaches we have in these games at this point, they know somebody. If you don't think they don't have all your film, you are sorely mistaken. Now I know maybe you're like, well, I'm going to make them go through a little bit of it. That being said, I'd imagine Coach Longerbeam, who's been around the county for a long time, currently has Madison, Westfield, Lake Braddock, West Springfield film already, right?
Probably.
They all know somebody who knows somebody. They've gotten your film, so yeah.
Well, and the most veteran coaches that are on this list, we are able to access their film, their games. Yeah. They're like, it's all out there. I don't need to hide it. Yeah. It's like for Major League. I'm too old to be jumping into lockers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go. Kick it off with what was probably 1A, 1B games of the night. This is 1A, I'd say. Madison, Centerville. Talk about it.
Yeah, so let's go through our highlights here. Make sure my volume's down. All right. So this game was everything we thought it was going to be, right? Here we are early in the first quarter. Centerville's offense doing what Centerville offense does, right? I mean, they've been so explosive all year. I mean, they've got to be one of the best offenses in the state. This was huge on a 3rd and 13 against a Madison defense that does not now watch him step up and just flick that ball. Look at that thing. Gorgeous. I mean, just right over his shoulder. DB's beat on a 3rd and 13 where veteran staff like Madison is telling them, don't give up anything deep, don't get anything deep. And so here we are right here. Just Will Shields has got to be up for all men. I mean, we talked before about I don't know other than Caleb Tucker off the top of my head any quarterback who could possibly challenge him for that part, right? Madison though up 14-7, and this game is going pretty much the way that Madison wanted to go, right? I mean. One score up by 1 score in the third quarter, but the problem with the Centerville offense is again so explosive. There's Simpson again. I mean, and again on a 3rd and 7, it wasn't like this was like a first down where they took a shot. It was 3rd and 7 where you knew they had to go deep.
Right.
And here goes where we thought, Centerville was kind of taking control of this game. I think you and I both, and they've got so many weapons. It's kind of hard to keep track. And this is a very well coached Madison defense. Now here goes, maybe I'll go.
Well, important sequence here. Before this, Madison tied it up, as we saw, or almost tied it up. They missed the extra point.
Right.
And we said that at that point, that obviously, Captain Obvious over here, right? 2 minutes ago in the game, missed extra point. That's not good.
Yeah. Now, here goes what was the play that kind of sealed the game.
Well, we're going to call this this is the highlight of the week.
This is the highlight of the week. We didn't have a highlight.
This is the Dominion Yachts highlight of the week right here, because this is the play that starts it all that you're about to go into and explain. But this starts the whole craziness right here.
So Centerville's up 21-20. They need a first down. They get a first down. The game is over. The game is over. Madison at this point only has one timeout. And does Centerville run the ball to try to get them to burn that last timeout? No, they don't. Now you look here, right? It's man coverage for the most part. Little play action, goes right, beats his man for the touchdown.
Now there were some people saying, "Go down, go down, go down." Now those people might have been at home on their TVs yelling.
Now
no one in the stadium was saying, "Go down."
There was a flat. Now it's really hard to tell a kid. I mean, we talk about it on the pod. It's really hard to tell a kid to do that. And it wasn't like, there was a timeout, and maybe they should have said that. Now we look here, 12 is trying to take away the slant anyway, but what ends up happening is they end up colliding with each other.
Yeah, you see it right there.
Yeah, right there. And then he gets lost, right? He thinks he has slant protection, so he's on the outside. Now he's trailing 6. Now apparently there was a holding penalty on the play. Now, you and I have talked, and you talked to a few coaches who also said, I don't know if I call back that play.
We heard both ends up.
Yeah.
Some coaches are saying, look, in the heat of the battle, realistically, there's no way we're excited. Now we're about to be up 8.
Yeah.
Maybe 9.
Maybe 9.
It's over. It's a game over. I'm not calling that back. And we've heard some coaches say, I think I would have, or maybe I would have had a coach in the box say, "Hey, look, you don't need to score here. Take the penalty. Game over. Take a knee."
So that's the one thing, right? Is that you need somebody in the box to do that. So I remember there was a game where we had 2 penalties. We were on defense. We had 2 penalties. One was a hold, and one was a after the whistle personal foul. And in that moment, I was able to think through my head really quick, and I was like, it was on a 4th down too. I was like, no, take the it was 3rd down, and I was able to process it pretty quickly. I was a little younger back then. I was able to process it pretty quickly, and I was like, no, decline the hold, and take the post play personal foul, because you get the yardage plus the down. And I was able to process that pretty quickly. But I think in that moment, you may not be able to. You're not thinking that way, right?
Right.
You're thinking, we're going to the state semis.
Yeah.
We score a touchdown. We're going to go to the state semis. I'm going to go back on defense, but you have confidence that you're going to get that play, right? So yeah, I mean, it goes on a lot of things, right? Someone in the box probably shouldn't be keeping track of that. These are very large staffs. It's not like they're a staff that there are some schools that have a varsity staff of 5 guys,
right? And
maybe don't. My guess is Centerville does not have that, and I'm not blaming Centerville staff. I'm just saying that in that moment, though, someone needs to be the head coach.
Right, you're saying it's not on the head coach.
It's not on the head coach, right?
I agree with you on that. The head coach is right. The head coach, for the most part, again, I'm not saying that there's not a Bill Belichick out there that would have seen that, but speaking for most head coaches, you're in the microscope. You're looking at this in the microscope.
Yes.
And you're in the moment in the microscope.
Yeah.
And, okay, we just scored. He's probably debating 1 or 2 at this moment.
Right.
He's not debating to take the penalty part.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already moved on. It's okay. Do we go for 2 and put this game away? Which is a whole other conversation, by the way.
Right.
Or we go for 1. You're right. It would have been somebody else saying, hey, this is where we're at. Do you know if we take the penalty and take a couple knees, this one's over.
Now, that's another reason why you and I have talked. And the year I was calling the offense with Aiden, Remember, I ended up going back to the box, and I told you I like being in the box anyway because it takes you away from the motion of the game, right? That sideline is losing their mind right now.
Absolutely.
You feel the energy when you're on that sideline, and but when you're up in the box, you don't feel it as much. Now, I'm not saying you don't get excited, but it's not pandemonium around you, right? It's not 90,000 at the Pontiac Silverdome cheering on Hulk Hogan
Right.
as he body slams the Giant.
Right. Now, and look, you know me, I'm honest. I'm a pretty honest guy.
Yeah.
If I, and believe me, you don't want me as your head coach, but, and I told you I'm honest, but if I am the head coach right there, knowing I'm up 1, knowing we just scored, now I'm up 7, extra point makes me up 8.
Yeah.
I'm taking the touchdown.
I'm
celebrating. I'm high-fiving my guys,
Yeah.
and I'm going, all right, let's go. We're going to Backyard Grill. We're celebrating the win. I swear to God, that's where I'm thinking at that moment.
And then Coach Rich and I had a conversation during the thing. Was like, okay, you score, I think I go for 2, because my assumption is that Madison is not going to go for 2 if they score. They want to keep on playing, right? They want to get to the next round. So they want to get to the next round as far as overtime.
Now, actually, so I did talk to some coaches, and there were a couple coaches that think. Now, we don't know what Coach Counts would have done in this hypothetical situation. There are some coaches out there that think that if they had the opportunity to win the game in regulation, that coach, we saw it against what was it, Westfield this year when they went for 2?
Maybe.
Yeah. And then we saw it against Oscar Smith last year. They said that they think that they would have gone. That Coach Counts has the opportunity, he would have gone for 2 to win it.
Possibly.
That Centerville offense was hot.
Yeah. But that's why if I'm Centerville, I have a very long discussion. Maybe I'll blow a timeout to figure out, do I want to go for 2 to go up by 9, and then everything else a moot point, right? I go up by 9. I don't think there's a way you're going to score 2 touchdowns.
Right. Obviously, yeah, that game's
in
over.
a minute 39. All right.
Right.
But Centerville goes and kicks the extra point to go up by 8. Which.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, on this after the kickoff, so we get all the way back here.
Well,
Madison
hang on. Let's. The kickoff return though was huge.
That's what I mean. That's where I was going to go to. Go ahead.
Okay. No. I was going to say, because do you have the return? You don't have the return.
I don't have the return.
Right. So big return. We were talking about it. We're like, all right, here we go. We've been in this conversation many times. Are you going to squib it? Are you going to kick a deep? What are you going to do? And Madison, I thought he was going to house it for a second. The convoy was there.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, they got the ball with a minute 39.
Right.
It's a minute 17, and they're already on the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Which was huge. Got them there. I mean, essentially they got there in a little less than 25 seconds.
Right.
And then Madison goes a little play action, right? You got to play the run, wide open, and we joked that night though. There was almost, remember, the Centerville offense has been on a tear. There almost too much time for the Centerville offense. Yeah. So I think if I remember correctly, Counts scrambles a little bit, takes some time off the clock, and they end up with only like 10 seconds left to go on like the 50s.
Yeah, that's right.
They end up having to go to overtime. All right. So we are in the first overtime here. 1st and 10 for the Madison offense. And Madison's going to do what Madison's going to do, right? You got 2 giant backs.
There he
Touchdown.
is.
Now they kicked the extra point, which they had to do, right? You couldn't have gone for 2 because then all of a sudden an extra point lose it. Now Centerville gets down there, and then they have a penalty. They're really close. They have a penalty that kind of pushes them back. 3rd and 14, another huge third down for Centerville in overtime. I thought it was so good, and just wide open.
Right there, boom,
wide open. Good play design right there. Now up 35-34, and I'm going to need to unshare this because this was not on the NFHS thing. So.
And now the debate happens, right? Do we tie, or do we go for 2? Now, they knew, going back to the previous conversation, Mason, they had a good feeling, I'm sure, that Coach Cass is going for 2 if they score.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing, and where I feel they're both sides, and you and I agreed. I agreed with them going for 2 here. I'm going to say that first.
No, yeah.
I agree. Now, here's the part of me that if there was 2 parts of it, that the part that would have lost, but the part that was arguing for going for 1 would have been Madison's offense. Madison's offense, as I guess some would say, is a holding call from being in a tough situation any drive.
Right.
Because they're not built for, 3rd and 10.
Right.
They're not. And I feel like Centerville's defense, if you're Centerville's D, you got a shot to stop them at any particular drive.
Right.
Which is harder to say for Madison's D against that because Centerville's offense has just been so prolific.
Right.
And that would have been the argument for saying go for one, extend it against Madison.
Right.
Extend it. All you need is a hold call. All you need is a face mask. All you need is any kind of penalty against Madison's offense in that next drive that's going to put their offense in a tough spot.
Right.
Now, that being said, I told you if I was the head coach, I'm going for 2 here. So I'm not putting that decision down. I would have gone for 2.
Yeah. Now here is the first play. Let me go here. So they're going for 2 right here.
Mm-hmm.
Full screen this here. So they're gonna go. They're lined up to go for 2, which I don't have a problem doing this. I really don't. I think they're gonna go for 2, but what happens is
he's sliding over.
You get a false start.
Yeah,
you get a false start.
But you're right. He was showing that they were gonna take away that slant.
Yes. So if you go back, they have this guy here. There's Simpson over here. They have someone here to make sure he does not get a clean release. Because we've talked before about Centerville really likes the center of the likes to throw that slant right there. So they have that taken away with 13 kind of taking that away right there. But they go false start, so now they have to back up. And I think the conversation we started to have during the broadcast was
they're gonna kick it.
They're going to kick it, right? Because you're so far out, but they're like, no, they got to play. And I don't fault them for that either, right?
No, I don't. But the kicker did run out. He took 2 steps, and then they were like, we're going to go for it.
Yeah. So here we go. Here goes either Madison's going home or Centerville's going home.
But they're not even hiding it this time.
No.
Look,
So
that slant is that. Remember before he was kind of playing with the blitz and playing with the slant?
Yeah.
Now that safety's right there. Look at that.
Right
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Which means that if you look at his alignment right now, he's aligning outside, trying to take away that fade, right? Because he knows he has him here to take away that in breaking route. Now maybe he can get somewhere over here in this area. Maybe he can find a way through. But essentially you have 1, 2, 3 defenders because the backers are on the side. Technically, there are 4. They actually have them outflanked somewhat to this side.
Well,
because you have 1, 2, 3 defenders.
Yeah.
For one guy on this side, right?
And Shields has done such a good job of reading defenses and taking away the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, finding the open receiver in the middle of the field all season long.
Yeah. So look at that. He's got outside leverage, making sure that he's going to be able to get that fade because he has him here. He's got him over here. So the read is probably to this side right here. Now, if you look here, he's taking away. It looks like he's almost lined on number 2, kind of splitting the difference right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
His line there. Look where his head is. He's going one place.
Yep.
Now those guys are not open. To be fair, those guys are not open at all.
No. But the ball got at his hand so fast, we never would have known. Really.
Yeah.
But you know what? The key thing, though, what I noticed right away, look at the protection he has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, great protection.
Yeah, great protection right there.
I guess what threw me off was that one, like you said on the previous play before the timeout, they showed they were going to probably do this.
Yeah,
they did it, and they came to it anyways. That's the only surprise you and I had.
Yeah,
because we like going for 2.
Yeah, no, I think it's the right call, but what a game, right? That game did not disappoint.
No,
at all.
And wow, what a great. So we'll talk about Centerville for a little bit first as we say goodbye. What a great season for Will Shields, Simpson, Stover.
Yeah.
All those guys, man, all those guys. Coach Shields.
Yeah.
Unbelievable season. My number one. My number one team at my parent for a long time, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd, and I'm proud of it. Look, we freaking I took those guys all, and they could have and should have won this game. So
Did they go from last place to first, or did South Lakes finish in last place last year?
yeah, I think South Lakes, but they were
They
bottom.
they went from second to last
Yeah,
to first place.
they were a bottom half team last year.
Yeah.
Look what they did behind.
Actually, those two teams finished 1 and 2.
You're
Oh no,
right.
I'm sorry, South Lakes is not. I'm sorry, but yeah,
But still, South Lakes was a good team.
well, yeah,
But yeah, amazing, just absolutely amazing season by Centerville. The offense, the defense played well. Defense played really well. Got to give the defense some credit here. Second half of the season. Yeah. So now, congratulations, Madison. Excellence, commitment to excellence. Al Davis might have been a Madison fan.
I mean, are they, for the most part, for that region, are they the New England Patriots of that division? Right, every year
100%.
you're like, how are these guys keep on winning?
It's 100%. It's definitely New England.
Yeah.
It's old Duke of college basketball, the old Coach K Duke.
Well,
I mean, they just win and they win and they win.
They graduate all those guys on defense. Dom Nicely's gone. Yates is gone. Right, they're all gone. And look, and where are they? The exact same place they were last year.
Right. Kind of a more of an old school Madison.
Yeah.
Someone brought that up. I think it was Josh, and he's correct. Behind kind of an old school type player in.
Oh no, it was Andrew and
Oh, you're right. You're right. It was Brent and Andrew.
Brent and Andrew, because they talked about the fact that they just last year had a guy who had a 4.5 speed, 4.5 40, who wouldn't rumble, stumble through the hole, who would be gone.
Right.
Yeah.
But congratulations to have an old school guy in our game MVP, right? Brought to you by Team DDA.
Yeah.
And we'll go through these game MVPs, kind of a little differently in the playoffs than we do during the regular season. Unbelievable. Matthew Steelers Wheeler.
Yeah. 4 touchdowns.
He's been on a tear.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going to play next year, but he should have some options.
Yeah, he's a load to bring down, man.
Hey, CNU, you looking for a big back?
Right.
We got one for you.
Yeah. Or if you're a triple option team, there you go.
Man,
right there for sure.
So outstanding work. Madison, congratulations. All right. The second game of highlights, we've got another old school Donnybrook, Lake Braddock, South County.
Yeah.
And this was the other game that you and I were debating on. The weather ended up being, they said it was going to be rainy, so you and I did the show. I'm glad we did the show one last time this season.
Well, I mean, the ratings proved it on that one.
Yes, it really did. Lake Braddock, South County. Talk about it.
Yeah, so last time they faced off, it was a 1-point win for South County. And early on it was back and forth, right? With that, there's a good old Campbell there with the reception.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, South County right now with about 8:18 in the first runs the ball in and they take a lead.
They cruised down the field.
Yeah. With that prolific offense, I mean they're so good. But Lake Braddock kind of answers back, and this was kind of the story of the night, right? This was not early in the season. They have the high flying Houston Oilers run and shoot for a while early on in the season.
They were,
right? But they are much more now ground and pound, especially
they are really ground and pound
with Jackson at quarterback. I mean, he had a really great game on the ground. Again, just flipping the ball.
They still have moments of that though.
They still have moments. But he had less than 100 yards passing for the game. Yeah. He had 183 yards rushing, but this was not what he had.
Here
he is again. I mean, he's a large body to bring down. Lake Braddock taking a 14-7 lead. South County though, answers back again with that quick paced offense. He as a junior, he's gonna be a problem. I mean, come back.
He's gonna be a major problem.
Yeah.
South County might, knowing they're bringing him back, they might be one of the early favorites.
Yeah. Braddock goes up 17-14 here in the third, and this is where they kind of start pulling away. I believe that was Rye on that touchdown right there.
Yeah, I mean you got the Ty and Rye connection.
Ty and Rye. At that point, Braddock kind of never ever looks back in the rest of this game. Now South County continues to move the football. But from this point on, I don't think they ever relinquished the lead at this point. South County's always playing from behind. I mean, between three defenders. God, man, I mean that South County offense is something else, aren't they?
Yeah.
Uh, and South County kept on fighting all night. Kept on fighting all night. Yeah.
They did. They
Good old
pulled
under
in
center
two- they
eye
pulled in
football.
two here. Yeah.
Cut the lead at 2, but again, Braddock just never relinquishes the lead.
That might be. Is that our guy Amir Achapon? I think it is.
Might be. Yeah.
Freshman sensation.
Another touchdown run for Ty Jackson.
Yeah.
All night. A very different team. I do think, and we'll get into our preview, but they're a very different team that played by Springfield last time. And I know Ty was involved, but he's so much more involved in run. But Braddock ends up winning that game. 31-21.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, congratulations. We'll start with South County first.
Yeah.
Great season, Coach Urquhart. But look, you're bringing back Dylan Miller next year and your running back and your freshman running back. Oof.
Yeah.
Look out. I know they're losing Travion Campbell and some of those guys, but great run. Look out for them.
Yeah.
But they had a great year. Everyone, you and I talked about it all season long. Everyone thought South County they were done. It was the end of South County. And you and I kept laughing at that and saying, yeah, good luck. So more. We'll see a lot more of them in the next couple of years. Those youngsters. Good job, Coach Urquhart in South County. Now Braddock. Wow, what a win! Right behind MVP. Now you could have said Ty. Right, you can always say Ty. You can always say Rod. You can always say last guys. Hibner's on a tear right now.
Yeah. Hibner with the good offense and defense stats. He's Shohei Ohtani.
He is.
He's Shohei Ohtani.
How many did you say? Was it 11?
11 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Yeah, he had some yards rushing. He had some yards receiving.
He's Brock Bowers on offense, right? Getting handoffs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then on defense, he's freaking Keith Millard.
Yeah.
Guy's killing.
Keith Millard.
I don't even know who that is anymore.
Oh.
No one knows who that. But he's killing it. Absolutely killing it. So, great job, Hibner, our team DDA player of the game. Outstanding work. And Lake Braddock, man, they've become this ground and pound team.
Yeah.
Very smart as you get into December.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, if they get bad weather, they're like, we're okay with that because we're gonna run the ball a little bit, right? With our very large quarterback and our very large running back in the back.
Right. So big win for Braddock and the interesting thing about that, kind of the opposite of last week.
Yeah.
So far, I've done 2 games, 2 rematches. The other team won this time.
The other team won this time. Correct.
They held serve last week.
Yeah.
For the most part, most games held serve.
Yeah.
This week, not so much.
No, on the rematch, but we have another rematch to go through, and all right. So next one we have up is South Lakes and Westfield.
Well, somebody was bound to hold serve, right?
But early on, that South Lake offense has been good. Very similar to what we talked about with South County. Really good quarterback play all year, right?
Yeah, Christian Wyatt.
Just wide open right there to get behind a very well coached.
That was an open and drive, Mesa. They were killing it.
Yeah. They get themselves down, and I believe they get themselves in the end zone. Sometimes these highs take a minute here to get through. And they're up 7-0. But Westfield coming in with a little of their run heavy stuff. And we talked more about them being multiple and them being really difficult to prepare for because they go into center, they run like wing T concepts, but then they're also in spread, which I think is smart with the kind of talent they have at Westfield.
Right.
Westfield up now 17-7, but South Lakes kept on fighting back. But it's a really uphill battle for them. I mean, they have played so well all year.
Christian Wyatt.
Right.
He said, "I'll do it myself." Look like a young Richie Gannon right there.
Wearing number 12. So they cut it 17-14. But a lot like the Braddock game, Westfield kind of just never relents. They never give up the lead. They kind of just keep that lead coming, and then they can beat you so many ways, can't they?
Is that our guy Sutherland?
No, that was not Sutherland. That was the fullback.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he had 3. I believe he had 3 touchdowns on the night. Now Sutherland had a really good game himself. He was their offensive leader as far as yards went.
Well, speaking
what's interesting is a lot of the prolific quarterbacks, quite a few did not have prolific quarterback games. You know, there were
Hey,
other
hand the ball off. A quarterback's best friend, right? A good O-line and a good running back.
31-14. And we knew that South Lakes had uphill battle because they struggled with Westfield 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
About 2 weeks ago.
Give them credit, though. They hung in there, Mason. They hung
Yeah.
in.
But here we are here in the fourth quarter. Still fighting at 31-14.
Yeah. There's Piccarelli.
Piccarelli touchdown, cuts lead to 10, but with 50 seconds left to go, it was uphill battle at that point. You know, I mean, it'd have taken a pretty big miracle. So, but Westfield, wins that game by double digits.
Yeah, I mean, South Lakes, we liked them all year. Christian White coming back next year, another good junior quarterback.
Yeah.
They're bringing back they got a lot of young guys in that team. I like the way they attacked Westfield early in that game, and then I like the way Westfield adjusted.
Yeah.
Right. I talked to Coach Voss for a little bit, and he was highly complimentary to that South Lakes team and Coach Hescock having them ready. He said that was a really good team.
Yeah.
Which you and I have said all year.
Yeah.
All year. And when people, kind of like South County, a lot of parallels with South County. A lot of people said, oh, this South Lakes team isn't good back in August. And you were like, we saw them in 7-on-7. They look pretty good to us.
Right.
And then we saw them in the scrimmages and we're like, they look pretty good to us.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a good team. Hescock is got good things going over there. So keep it up. And we know, like you and I talked about, that freshman class was really good.
We've heard some things.
Right. We heard some things. So now flip it to Westfield. That was their day. And you said it. They're getting better and better every week.
Yeah.
That's all Coach Foss ever wanted from his guys. Just get better and better. Get better and better. Win, lose, or tie, but just get better and better. And they're starting, and you've seen it week in and week out. And that brand of football.
Yeah.
Right? Handoff, we can do that. You need to throw behind Ryan Carlson, we can do that. We got some razzle dazzle with Malachi Lee. We can do that. They can kind of do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Well, they're at where they wanted to be, right? I mean, hiccup in the road against a really good Centerville team, but they are exactly where they thought they'd be at the beginning of the season, right? I mean, I think Coach Foss had talked about taking that really really tough non-district schedule was kind of build themselves to kind of get where they're at right now.
Yeah, no, for sure. So congratulations. Which our first matchup that leads us to is what do you want to call it? You want to call it the old Dallas Niners, Dallas, Green Bay, Niners, Green Bay,
right?
Like Raiders, Chiefs,
the current one is like Bills, Chiefs right now, right? That's the current one right now. Bills,
Madison,
Chiefs.
Westfield.
Yeah.
What a game it's going to be! Can't wait to break that down in our next episode.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Westfield, Coach Voss, and Coach Bendorf. Coach Bendorf, the architect of that defense in the second half of that game, doing an excellent job.
Yeah. No, they've done a great job over there, and I'm excited to see what they're going to what that game's going to look like next week.
And congratulations, our player of the game, our Team DDA Realty player of the game, PJ Sutherland, who's been on a tear recently.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's another guy, right? Maybe. All Met might be a little tough for him right now, but for sure, I'd imagine
all region
for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So outstanding work there. All right, here we go. Now we now enter the games where we did not, right?
Did not have any video.
There were no highlights in the bank, unfortunately, in the NFHS vault.
Yeah.
So we kind of got these scores up, and we can kind of show you guys. We'll start off with Woodbridge and Colonial Forge. Woodbridge with a huge upset. This would have been the other game that, man, we would have killed to have, some highlights for.
Yeah.
Right?
And we saw them live, and there were some greatly played in there live, but unfortunately we couldn't find any. Woodbridge, the 1 point win over Colonial Forge. And I mean, look at their 14 points in the second, 14 points in the third, the touchdown in the fourth. But Colonial came flying back, and a lot of people think that this at the very least is the best team in the northern region. What do you call it? NoVA Plus.
Right.
No one thought that everyone thought that they're going to blow out Woodbridge.
They did. A lot of people thought that.
Thought they were going to hammer Woodbridge. They thought it was going to be an all Stafford affair, right? There was going to be an all Stafford region final. That not being the case. Woodbridge has been so good all year. Again, they've been my number one team for a few weeks now. Ever since who was it who lost? And it might have been Westfield lost, and Woodbridge kind of vaulted to my number one. They've got weapons everywhere. And, I've been a huge fan of that defensive backfield, and those kids did not disappoint. I think we can talk a little about it. Now, we don't have the highlights, but Colonial Ford scores with, I don't know, a little over a minute left to go in the game, and they end up calling Philly special. Like, that's what everybody knows, right? The reverse pass. And that kid is wide open in the end zone, and that he barely missed him. I mean, you really got to have some nerves of steel to throw that ball anyway, right? Because that kid doesn't throw the ball every down, right? It's the first time he's thrown a pass.
He had a guy in his face.
Guy in his face, and they miss it. So you think, okay, game over. Onside kick, probably not getting recovered. Colonial Forge recovers the onside kick. They then are able to get down close. And remember, all they need is a field goal at this point. They don't need to score a touchdown. They've got to get a field goal. And on a 4th and about 5, they throw in the middle of the field. And on the 3rd down, if I'm mistaken, Woodbridge throws this hellacious hit. They lay that kid out. They have to stop the game, pick the kid up. The kid comes walking out the field, and because he took a shot. They throw a ball in the middle of the field, and another safety just comes downhill and just takes him out. And Woodbridge now in the region final. We haven't seen a lot of Colonial Forge. We've just heard the rumors about them. Don't get me wrong, they've got some playmakers, and they're really good. But that Woodbridge team is something else.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought Colonial Forge is going to win this game. I know one guy who did not, and that would be that guy right there, you, buddy. You were, like you said, you were a fan of Woodbridge all year, and you thought they'd pull it off, and they did. Congratulations, Colonial Forge, on a great season. Maybe one of the best teams in the greater NoVA area, NoVA Plus. For most of the season.
Well, everyone was looking forward for Colonial Forge versus Oscar Smith. I've been hearing about that for weeks.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna be that game is Colonial Forge and Oscar Smith. Man, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be something else.
Right.
And good old the Vikings said, "Not so fast, my friend."
Not so fast. So, Coach Longerbeam, congratulations to him and his crew getting ready. Caleb Tucker, all those guys played outstanding. This defense, though, story of the game. You love their Legion of Boom secondary all season long. So congratulations, our Team DDA players of the game, courtesy of Coach Mesa. The Woodbridge defense. The Woodbridge defense.
Yeah, I mean, they really. I think we talked about this before the show. They had to make two season-saving plays. They had to make 2 of them in a matter of 2 minutes.
Right, 2 minutes of real time.
2 minutes of real time, but in a matter of 2 series, they had to make season-saving plays. And that defensive backfield, I said it before, they don't. If we weren't trying to keep this thing PG, I would say another word, but they don't play around.
They don't mess around.
They don't mess around, and what's interesting is we're gonna get to see them against Region. I'm really excited to see if Woodbridge is able to make it out, and there's no guarantee, right? Because North Stafford is again a really good football team. What those teams are going to look like against that Region B versus Region C is going to be really interesting.
Very interesting.
Really interesting.
I mean, it definitely it's going to test the Region C, the coaching.
Yeah.
And game plan, preparedness, because you got to attack these kind of teams a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You got to take a little differently. We'll talk about that, and I can't wait to talk about it next week in the next episode.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
One more thing. We talked about this, and I'll just kind of reiterate it. The only guy who I think might be able to give Will Shields a run for his money for all Met is going to be Caleb Tucker, right?
Yes.
It's going to be Caleb Tucker.
And winning this helps.
Oh,
like advancing helps.
Yeah.
It's like the guys with good players.
Being a Colonial Forge football team that everyone thought at the minimum was the second best team in the state, for them to go into Colonial Forge and beat them there. And if he wins the region.
Advancing matters, right? If he wins a region, it matters. I mean, it's almost like when you get in these, in a smaller version, the all district conversations.
Yeah.
The teams that win the district say, well, our guy won it.
Yeah.
So we get to say.
Yeah.
So obviously, to your point, it does make it a little bit difficult to argue if you're not the one advancing.
Right.
You can't go wrong either way though with either guy.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But yeah, man, outstanding. Although they wouldn't have to worry about it as far as all region. I guess you're talking all Met and all state stuff. Yeah. So wow, awesome stuff. Congratulations, Coach Longerbeam and Woodbridge. Can't wait to talk about that matchup. Which let's set it up right now. The matchup that they'll be going against was going to be the winner of North Stafford and Battlefield.
Yeah,
Getting over the one controversy, right? With the which we called, by the way, which we said was bupkis and not complete nonsense, and we were again correct that it was complete nonsense and bupkis.
yeah. Let me pull up the box score here.
But yeah, that
So North Stafford is winning game 21-6, and
close game early.
Close game, 7-6 at the half, but they shut out Battlefield in the second half to kind of avenge that loss. Again, another
7-6 at halftime, Asa. I mean, this game was just a tough, old school, just battle royale.
Yeah. But we watched that game, and it seemed like we talked about the other games that North Stafford was pretty much in control of that game from about the middle of the third on. From the middle of the third on, they were kind of in control the whole way through. They get a touchdown, and Battlefield just kind of had. Had issues scoring. Unfortunately, they'll continue with the moniker of not doing of their playoff woes. That being said, they're always in the playoffs every year. I don't know. I think it's kind of unfair. And then the other thing is you have another controversy then at the end of the game where you have, last week it was the chain crew, which was not a controversy, which was nothing. And this week it was another incident on the field where unfortunately the kids see. NFL guys do this all the time, and this is where they got it from, right? You can see early on they run with it to the opposing crowd and start waving by. You just lost your season. There are kids, especially seniors, who no longer really have any, unless you play another sport, have any consequences now. And I don't know if it's a senior or not, but and then you had someone over there, and we don't know who this person was, but they were not in a uniform.
Right.
They were not in a uniform, participating in that. They then you see him and a Battlefield football player, he's a football player because he has a helmet and shoulder pads on, start to fight. You start to see him get separated apart, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that would happen. I hope that all parties who are responsible for these things kind of get reprimanded for this stuff, especially because Battlefield had a great season. They lost one game all year, and everyone talked about like they had a terrible football team. They had one game all year. And they won their playoff game. They were in the second round. So, Battlefield is a quality program that produces quality players. They got quality coaching over there. And we've got to see North Stafford a few times. They obviously are loaded full of talent as well. And we talked before about the fact that North Stafford spent, other than last year, the 2 years previous from last year, so 2 and 3 years ago, when it went 1-19.
Yeah.
And now they're in the region final.
Congratulations to North Stafford, right? I mean, let's start at Battlefield first. Another great season for Battlefield. Look, there's a lot of venom towards Battlefield out there. You and I have kind of noticed it.
And you know what it is a lot of times it's because they win, right?
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, who did for years fans hated and teams hated the most? New England.
Yes.
Or they're winning. Now it's the Chiefs. Oh, they cheat. They did right. The cheating accusations too. Oh, New England winners. Oh, they cheat. And maybe New England cheated a little bit. The Chiefs. Oh, the referees are in their pocket. Referees are in their pockets. Right? Don't you hear that a lot?
Right.
Which winner people. I hate the Chiefs. I hated New England for the same reason. My team loses and they win. Screw those guys.
So I know Coach Craig calls me a front runner all the time. But my three favorite teams, right? In the 80s and the 90s, people hated. I was a Niners fan. And they hated my Niners, right? They hated the Niners. They got all kinds of venom. Obviously, the Lakers have gotten venom the whole time I've been alive. They get venom now. They get so much venom now that teams won't make trades with them. There are teams that refuse to trade with them. And now the Dodgers, who right now who are white hot, everybody hates the Dodgers. And so that's part of the territory, right? If you're a consistent winner, people are really going to hate you because they're trying to explain away your success.
I always said that. I take it as a compliment.
Yeah.
Take it as a compliment. If you're hated because your team's winning, take it as a compliment. I know it's hard for young people, but take it as a compliment. But that explains a lot of the venom. I've seen a lot of venom out in these PW boards. Yeah. It's wild, man. It's a wild world out there. You and I are always kind of watching some of there's a lot of weird hatred with some of the different PW, within the factions of PW, right? PW West, PW East, PW North and South. I don't know it all. I don't know my geography. I just know there's a cookout and, some good restaurants out there. Yeah. But, but whatever. Look, get over it. Battlefield's a good program, didn't work out for him this year, but one thing we can count on, right? Death, taxes, and Battlefield will be back.
Yeah,
100%. Right? They're good every season.
Right.
And then North Stafford, congrats to them. Like you said, that stat, of that coaching staff, being, what'd you say, 1-19 over 2 years?
1-19 over a 2-year period, and now they're in
And then
the
now that should show a lot of fans, a lot of the whining fans out there in general.
yeah.
I've been a whiny fan, a lot of whiny fans. Relax. Let your coaches do their thing. Continuity is important.
Right.
Give them a few years. They gave this guy third year. Oh, and they're winning.
Right. No, this is his 4th year. Last year they were in the playoffs. This year,
Right. Yeah, year 4, whatever. Give them time. They'll be all right. And this goes to any fan base at any level.
Right.
Go to high school, college, and the pros. You'll know for sure if it's not going to work out. But 1 year, 2 years, it's not enough.
Right. No, 100%. I agree.
And congratulations to Antoine Barnes of North Stafford, our Team DDA Realty player of the game. 5 catches, 120 yards, 1 touchdown, and a low-scoring affair. Everything that guy did was important.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Played defense too. Balls batted away and almost interception. The guy can kind of do it all. So Antoine Barnes, congratulations to that young man. And that man's getting a lot of looks too from a lot of big schools.
Yeah.
All right, this next game, kind of another rematch.
Yeah.
And like we said, most of the rematches kind of flip this time. This was the other one where it didn't.
Yeah. And I think there were 2 games that were like they were kind of blowouts in the regular season matchup, and this really wasn't any different. West Springfield kind of left. There was never any doubt about who was going to win that game. It wasn't a huge blowout, but I think it was 21-0 at the half, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then credit to Fairfax, they didn't give up. I think that last time they played, I think they gave up like 40 points, so they kept
right. That's a good observation.
They kept on that, but I will say this: maybe we didn't get to see a lot of that game because unfortunately it was not on the Federation. But maybe West Springfield took their foot off the gas because in playoff time, you're just trying to win in advance, right? As soon as the game's over, you're like, okay, let's just cruise, let's get out of here. So we don't know a lot about the game because again, we weren't able to see it because it was I guess locally broadcast. It was only on closed circuit TV. You had to go to your local movie theater to watch it on the big screen. I don't know, but yeah. But yeah, West Springfield advances to where we. I think both of you. I think both of you are pretty confident they were going to make it all the way through, especially with the bracket they were on.
Yeah, luckily for us, we have connections out there, and know who better than the editor of the student Spartan Tribune.
Yeah,
our guy, the editor in chief, Eli Beagler, getting back to us on that game. And first they kind of opened things up with a touchdown to Javon Austin. Big play. It was like an 80-yard, 70-yard touchdown.
Something like that. Yeah, he had 2 catches for like 80 yards. One was
so he continues on his tear. Then Heredia got on the board with another touchdown. And then a second touchdown to Heredia, 21-0. But after that, Fairfax kind of tightened things up a little bit. And Eli even told us at halftime, it was kind of going back and forth at that point, a lot of punts. Yeah. And Fairfax finally got on the board, made it 21-7. And then Scotty Lewis, I think it was like a 30-yard touchdown run, put it on ice at 28-7.
Yeah.
And that was the ball game. Fairfax, we'll start there. Look, played great all year. A tough season, controversial season. Right. But you know what? We talked about it. Coach Frank.
Oh, he did a fantastic job.
Right, did a great job.
If they're gonna hire, I don't know what they're gonna do with that position. I don't know exactly what's going on with Coach Taylor, but if they're gonna looking for another head coach, if they don't go with the interim head coach, I think they're crazy.
Yeah, a lot of the kids rallied around and they liked Coach Frank. I think Frank's the guy.
Yeah.
Right. The JMU grad, right? Local guy.
Right.
I think he played at Fairfax. You got to go with a guy like that.
Right.
So good job on him and the players there. They're bringing back a lot of guys too. So
yeah.
Bringing back Murad and some. I know they graduate Tolson.
The quarterback's coming back, right?
And the Maltese Falcon graduating. One of our favorite names over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But they're all going to go on and do great things. And the guys bringing back are also going to come back and do great things. So we'll expect to see Fairfax again next year. West Springfield. That's the story here. The 1 seed. Coach Parker and company doing a great job. Scotty Lewis.
Yeah.
Having an all-region type season. Wickham having an all-region type season.
Right.
Javon Austin, looking great. Heredia looking great. Bello.
Yeah.
You can go on and on with this team. But when you and I talked about this for our Team DDA player of the game, players of the game, who are the guys that make? We mentioned quarterbacks, we mentioned receivers, we mentioned running backs. Who makes it all go?
Oh, it's the West Springfield offensive line. I mean, they've done a great job. I mean, look at the numbers that the offense put up. I mean, don't do that without great blocking. So, yeah, they definitely deserve, and especially with the front, the defensive front that Fairfax has.
Right, exactly. With Murad and Tolson and them.
Yeah.
So congratulations to everyone in West Springfield, in the West Springfield O-line, the team players of the game. Outstanding work. All right, buddy. Well, that wrapped up the premier 6 games, buddy, in NoVA this past week.
There is no best of the rest.
There is that.
Well, actually,
we got our own version.
yeah.
Sort of our own version of best of the rest. So we'll go through it quick because there's no stats for these, but Oscar Smith does what they do.
We're gonna take a trip down the beach.
Down to the beach. Maybe we'll jump in that boat, in the Dominion Yacht boat. Oscar Smith with a big win over LC Bird.
Yeah.
Doing what they do. Oscar Smith, they're on a collision course for.
And let me say this real fast. If you're a football fan and you're not having rooting interest, and Oscar Smith makes it out of their region, and you don't go to see that team, you don't like football.
Yeah.
We talked before. I was like, if they come down here, I don't know if I mean I talk about the game that I'll probably the games I want to go to, but man, I would really like to go see that team up close and personal. I'm really interested to see what they look like.
A lot of dudes over there.
Yeah.
Thomasdale, Manchester. Now this would be the one. So Manchester was the favored seed coming in. Thomasdale with an upset win, and I didn't know much about this game, but the ending of the game is everywhere. It was back and forth game. This is what I gathered from the highlights that I saw. Manchester is down. Thomasdale is on defense, right?
Tie game.
Tie game, yeah. It looked like it was tie game. It must have been because Manchester throws a Hail Mary as clock is expiring. Manchester throws a Hail Mary into the. It better have been a tie game. Talk about gaffes.
Yeah.
Are you looking it up right now?
No.
Look up the box score on that. It had to have been a tie game. So Manchester throws up this Hail Mary as the clock is expiring. Okay, down to the 1 yard line. The receiver jumps up. The DBs jump up. One of those kind of messy Hail Mary endings. The Thomasdale DB, which I had his name, intercepts the ball. And he proceeds to do this Dante Hall-like punt return, essentially, 99 yards as the clock goes to 0 for the game.
He's running into the tuba player.
Yes. The marching band refused to yield. He goes and scores. The place goes bonkers because they still have fans there. And unbelievable. So what an ending there. So I guess
97 yard.
Isn't that wild?
97 yards.
And he's running like it wasn't just like nobody there. Like he's bobbing and weaving on his way to the end zone. Amazing stuff. My next question is, if you have it in front of you while I talk about that, is did Oscar Smith play Thomasdale in the regular season?
Did Oscar Smith play Thomasdale?
Because that's the game that I guess is going to set up for who comes up.
They did not. They lost one team last week. Now they lost to Dinwiddie, 24-14.
Did they play Manchester?
Did they play Manchester?
Because now we know Thomasdale and Manchester were pretty much even Steven. And then I know you can't always go by common opponents, but sometimes it gives you a little bit of insight of what they do and what they
That's wild. They don't play each other down there.
They didn't play them?
No. That is wild.
Kind of like it because you don't know what you're going to get, right? You don't know what you're going to get. So
let me look this up then. Let me see if I can find one more. So my guess is Oscar Smith may have played Dinwiddie. I feel like that'd be a team they would have played.
Okay.
So let me see if they did. No, they went 11-1.
Well, that sets up the Oscar Smith versus Thomasdale matchup. So it'll be fun. And the winner of that, like you said earlier, is going to come up.
Yeah.
Right? So that'll be fun. Which is a whole other thing. The predetermined home team stuff. Yeah, neutral site. Go play at Woodson. Go play at Robinson.
Yeah.
Big stadiums, wide open, a lot of locker room space, a lot of parking, all that stuff, man. Some of the biggest stadiums in the state are up here.
Yeah.
High school stadiums.
Yeah. Yeah. A neutral site for these games because there's no way to determine
right
who is home. I mean, who has a better seed? Like, yeah,
right.
It should be at a neutral site for sure.
And a neutral site that has like nice accommodations, right? Don't play in a dump somewhere.
Well,
All right, buddy. And then other games. So our guys over at Skyline, fans of the show, we love Skyline. Beat Culpeper, so they'll advance. So big congratulations to Skyline. We know Carl Frederick loves Skyline, one of his favorite places to visit. Loudon Valley with the big win over Woodgrove, so they'll advance. They're going to play against Loudoun County, who had the big win versus Heritage. So Loudoun Valley plays Loudoun County. That's a lot of Loudoun, buddy. That's a double Loudoun sandwich. So Loudoun Valley versus Loudoun County. Stonebridge with a big win over John Champ. And then Riverside with a big win. I say Riverside, sorry, Riverbend. Riverbend with a big win over Potomac Falls. So Stonebridge will play Riverbend. That should be a fun one.
At Stonebridge.
That should be a fun one.
Yeah.
And then how about Kettle Run with a big win over Brentsville. So congrats to them. And that kind of wraps it all up there, buddy. That wraps it all up. I'm looking forward to the preview show.
Yeah.
We'll kind of
Only 3 games of preview. That's crazy.
It's completely crazy.
Yeah, might be like a 10-minute show.
Right. And as far as like real in-depth analysis, 3 games, we might kind of pretend to gloss over Thomas Dale, Oscar Smith. As a matter of fact, this might be the episode you and I get our guy.
Hatfield. Yeah.
It might be time. Make the phone call.
Yeah.
Get no one knows the beach better than Sir Matthew Hatfield. He's knighted here around these parts. So, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And of course, when we start talking about, any team, in Nova Plus, Carl Frederick's the guy. I think Carl proved that on the episode on Friday night. Carl was just even Josh, Coach Richards was like, man, he's just rattling off names from dudes that are like out west.
Yeah,
pretty impressive stuff. No one does it better than he. That's why he is the Adam Schefter of Nova.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. So that's kind of where we're at, man. It can be fun and no more. This is it. No more top tens. No more. None of that stuff. Just right into the meat.
I have one more thing we'll talk about on the preview show. Is there a way we can schedule these games not to be all on top of each other?
Yes.
Now I was looking up something. Apparently, Riverbend and Stonebridge are playing Friday at 1.
Wow. I like that. Couldn't leave well enough alone. Could you, Danny?
Push it a little
bit. I like that.
Friday at 1.
You have the Friday available this whole week. You have Friday in your back pocket. You got Saturday. You can go either one. You can go Friday at 4.
Now I heard they were like, oh well, Thanksgiving is a day. None of these kids are going anywhere. No kids
they're all having big pancake breakfast on Thursday morning.
Yes. Honestly, I'll throw this out at you. If a lot of coaches would be like, I want to have the exact same schedule I've had all year. I don't want to deviate. Right. I want to do things the exact same way I've been doing them all year.
Yeah, it's annoying. So we definitely are addressing this.
Yeah,
we're addressing this. And maybe make some phone calls.
And I would argue, now I know FCPS currently does not let anybody into the games, but you lose gate. If you have them at different times or at different days, you'll probably get people who will go to both games.
Yeah, no, 100%. You and I are one of them, 2 of them. We know Coach Van Acker will go to 8 games in a day if he can.
He would.
Carl Frederick, too. Look, we're going to make some phone calls. As the great Garth Brooks once said, we've got friends in low places. We also have friends in high places and friends in medium places. We're going to call all 3 friends that we have because we only got 3 of them. We're going to call 3 friends, and we're going to see if we can. I know they can't change it now, maybe, but change it going forward.
Yeah.
Let's make it an experience. But we already know it's going the other way. I mean, let's be honest. They're not letting kids in games. It's going less of an experience than it is the more. The meter is going the wrong way on this one, Mason.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right. And we'll talk about this as well. I was talking to my wife about it. My wife didn't know anything about how they don't like kids that didn't work out an adult and all that stuff. She said, why? She's like, wasn't there always fights in school? Yes. They didn't. How come when there was fights in the 60s at a game, they didn't make this rule? When there was fights in the 70s, they didn't make this rule. When there was fights in the 80s, fights in the 90s, fights in the early 2000s, the 2010s, and now they make the rule.
Did I tell you what they did for? I don't know if they still do it in South Central LA. What they did because of the amount of gang activity, which is
right. Like real violent activity.
They would just make them play it Friday at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yes.
They would just move. But you can still go to the game.
Yes, you can still go to the game. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll address that one too. So gonna be a fun show. Tune in next time. Tune into this one. Share with friends, neighbors, enemies, best friends, all that stuff. All right. Well, from Dash and Dan and all the Hitches, we'll see you next time.
See you.